All right, today we are going to crack the code on one of the most important skills you could ever have: social interaction. We're diving deep into Dale Carnegie's legendary work to break down the principles of what you might call the ultimate human hack. You know that feeling, right? You're at a party or in a big meeting and your mind just goes blank. The conversation stops and that super awkward silence kicks in. Or you've got this amazing idea at work, but for the life of you, you can't get anyone to actually listen. See, most of us think that being charismatic or persuasive is just some gift you're born with. But what if I told you that's all wrong? What if it's a skill you can learn, just like anything else?
And let's just put a number on this because it's kind of wild. According to research that Dale Carnegie himself highlighted, a whopping 85% of your financial success doesn't come from your technical skills. It comes from what he called human engineering. Basically, your ability to connect with and lead other people. That is a staggering figure, and it's exactly why getting this right matters so much.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to completely bust that myth that social skill is a gift. Then we'll lay down the 3 foundational rules, the absolute bedrock. From there, we'll learn a super simple formula for instant connection, and then we'll unlock the real art of influence. And to wrap it all up, I've got a little 24-hour challenge for you to put this stuff into action immediately.
Okay, first things first, we have to get our heads in the right place. Charisma, persuasiveness, just being likable, these are not things you're born with. They are skills. Nobody is born a great conversationalist any more than they're born a great computer programmer. It's something you learn, you practice, and you master.
And this was Carnegie's whole thing. He called it human engineering. It's basically the science of dealing with people. And just like any other science, it has rules, it has principles, it has techniques that anyone, and I really mean anyone, can learn and start using to see huge results in their life. All right, so let's get into the absolute bedrock of Dale Carnegie's entire philosophy. Before you can even think about building relationships or influencing people, you have to get this foundation right. These 3 rules are the non-negotiable starting point for everything. Now, these rules, they look simple, right? But don't let that fool you. They are profoundly powerful. Basically, it boils down to this: stop attacking people, start acknowledging them, and always think from their point of view. Let's break each one down. Carnegie said it perfectly. Criticism is a boomerang. Seriously, think about it. When has anyone ever criticized you and it actually motivated you to do better? Never, right? All it does is put people on the defensive. It hurts their pride and just makes them resent you. So the big takeaway here is this: if you want to change someone's mind or their behavior, criticism is literally the worst tool you can possibly use. Now on to rule number 2. And listen, this is not about phony, shallow flattery. People can spot that from a mile away. This is about giving genuine, sincere appreciation. See, flattery is totally selfish. It's about what you want to get. Appreciation is selfless. It's about actually noticing and pointing out the real effort or a great quality in someone else. If a coworker writes a really well-organized report, just tell them. It costs you nothing, and it builds a ton of goodwill. Okay, this might be the single most important rule of them all. People are driven by their own wants. The best example Carnegie used was about getting a kid to eat vegetables. You don't lecture them about vitamins and health. You have to frame it in their world. You say, this will make you faster so you can win your next race. See? The secret is to figure out what they want and show them how to get it. All right, so we've got the foundation poured. Now let's build on it with 3 super simple actions that will make people like you almost instantly. Seriously, think of these as your social superpowers. Superpower number 1 is so simple, it's almost funny, but it is pure science. Just smile. A real, genuine smile is a universal signal that says, hey, I'm friendly, I'm safe, and I'm happy to see you. It immediately makes the other person relax and want to smile back. It costs absolutely nothing, and it is the fastest way to change the whole vibe of a conversation. Okay, next up, use their name. Dale Carnegie famously said that a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest sound in any language. When you remember and use someone's name, it's this incredibly powerful yet subtle compliment. It says, you are important, I see you. The difference between a generic, hey there, and a personal, hey Sarah, is just, it's massive. And the third superpower, oh man, this is where almost all of us fail. We don't really listen, do we? We just wait for our turn to talk. If you want to be a great conversationalist, you have to first become a great listener. Genuinely encourage people to talk about themselves. Ask them questions about what they're into. I promise you, you will be amazed at how fascinating people find you just because you gave them your full, undivided attention. So let's level up. We've covered how to get people to like you. Now let's talk about how to actually influence them. And this isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about bringing people around to your way of thinking without causing a fight or making them resentful. You know the only way to get the best of an argument? Just avoid it entirely. Think about it. When you argue and you win on the facts, you might feel smart for a second, but you've lost the person. You've made them feel bad, and now they're defensive. So in the long run, when it comes to relationships and influence, starting an argument is always a losing play. And this right here,
This is the real secret sauce to influence. Let the other person feel like the idea was theirs all along. People have way more faith in ideas they come up with themselves, so don't just shove your conclusion down their throat. Instead, ask questions, plant little seeds, guide them gently. And when they finally get to the conclusion, they'll own it and they'll champion it like it was their idea from the start.
Look, talking about all this theory is great, but putting it into practice is where the real magic happens. We've covered a lot, so I want to give you a super simple, really powerful way to start using these ideas right now, today. This is your 24-hour challenge. Okay, here it is. For the next 24 hours, just 2 things. First, try to go the whole day without complaining, criticizing, or condemning anyone or anything. Not the traffic, not your boss, not the weather, just for 1 day. Second, make a conscious effort to use a person's name in a conversation at least 5 times. That's it. Just try it and watch how people's reactions to you change.
You know, Dale Carnegie's work has stuck around for almost 100 years for a very simple reason. It's based on fundamental truths about how people work. These ideas aren't about changing who you are. They're about unlocking a more effective, a more empathetic, and a more influential version of yourself that's already in there. So the only question left is, are you ready to use it?